Hey guys, how you doing? So I don't know what has gotten into me, but in the morning, early morning, I finished the knife from yesterday, that cam knife that you've seen, and after that I was thinking what to do, and for some weird odd reason I decided to do the most complicated thing I've ever done. Not the hardest, because the frame locks have a lot more problems, a lot more, things can go wrong. But when it comes to complicate as a overall and detail oriented, definitely. And funny enough, it's just a friction folder. So I did the friction folder, but a really cool one. Didn't start off with such a big expectation of it. Like, I didn't plan on doing such a crazy stuff, but as you see, pretty nice. So from top here you see, oh, by the way, when I say most complicated, if you take this knife completely apart to every single last screw and set screw and D10 and everything, if I counted right, there's 26 parts. It's ridiculous, it's a lot, but it's a nice one. So you see, you have carbon fiber, that is multi-layered carbon fiber, you have unidirectional and a 2x2 wheel on top, just nicely contoured and purposely contoured in such a manner that it exposes the titanium liner pretty much all the way around it, all the way, and it's anodized nice, like really, I think the most beautiful blue, really nice blue. So you have that liner that goes all the way around. It's contoured basically similar to my regular handle contouring. You have kind of swell in the middle, swell on the butt, and then kind of here for like kind of like a choke up grip where your hand goes like that. So nicely contoured and knocked off edges, chamfered on the inside of the titanium scales. You have a little bit of rock pattern on this side because my small wheel broke, the small wheel, half-inch wheel, so I couldn't clean it up there. So only way, again, put a little rock pattern there, which even though the knife isn't a rock pattern, there are certain aspects of rock pattern. One is you have a Damascus pocket clip, which is cool. Small little tiny pocket clip. Now all of these parts are shaped by hand. So imagine I'm holding this little tiny guy, 3D sculpting it into the pocket clip from a little strip of Damascus. But it worked out, it's nice. It has the screws from the back of the scale. I don't know how to, I'm not skilled enough. I'm happy that I'm even able to just regularly tap those little screws. I would like to do the blind screws. Hopefully I will, learn it down the road, how to do it properly. When you have blind, when you don't have the holes going through and the threads are just like in the, closed off hole. But that's, I'm breaking tabs like crazy even on these regular holes. So you see that nice and small. Next very complicated thing, backspacer. You have two copper pieces, two copper little tiny pieces, and then you have again Damascus backspacer, also rock patterned. You can't really even see with the in real life here. You can see that it's Damascus. I don't see it on the viewfinder that those layers, it doesn't really show, but it is. And as you see, it's kind of again like 3D sculpture that you see the space there and there. So it's kind of like, again, like it looks like it's kind of nested in the air in between those two copper washers. Not washers, actually, it's sculpted. And just to give you an idea, where's the little Damascus? That backspacer, those three pieces, is not much bigger than this piece. And so imagine you have three pieces together. I was holding it with the pivots in the place and shaping it into into the shape that I wanted. That's such a tiny little thing. It was frustrating. It was really crazy. I don't know what got into me, but I was happy doing it. It felt good, and the end result was really cool. So the next thing, again, turned thumbstats and orange peeled. Nice thing about this, even though it's tight, it's a friction folder, and it has a detent, I can still actually open it even with the thumbstat and close it with one hand, so that makes this friction folder pretty cool. And like I mentioned, it has a detent, so you actually have to overcome a detent to open it, which is really nice, that you don't have to worry about this opening in your pocket on you, even if something bumps into this, it really needs to be bumped hard to overcome a detent and open. You can actually, in closing, you can actually hear the detent kind of like clicking. And the detent is just done by, because it's nice and thin titanium, it's I think 60 thousandths, it actually has that flex. And another intricate thing about this one is that it has 1/4 inch bushing on the 8-inch pivot, and the bushing is just slightly overextending over side of the blade, just slightly less than the actual thickness of the washers, nylon washers is. So that, you know, it stabilizes everything, makes everything nice and smooth, and lets me do that detent there, you know, with open and close position. Also here you can kind of hear it when it kind of clicks into the position. Nice and very lean, convex grind, perfectly even on both sides. Just really happy about that. Just slightly reinforced tip, as you see, knocked off the edges on the top, both sides, and it is just really nice and clean satin finish. I'm super happy about this one. This is not gonna be cheap, definitely. I don't even know if it's gonna sell for the money that I wanna get for it, because the amount of work, the crazy work I've done to this is just insane. But I just think it's worth it. It really is that intricate and so much detail oriented, this one. And you know, I don't have artist in me. I never consider myself artist. I just never did, and I don't think ever will. And even though some people might consider this as a, you know, like an art piece or art knife, or you know, like, you know, in that sense a little bit, it's not. It really is first and foremost a cool tool, and really good tool. It really cuts well. That grind is nice. It's gonna make really cool, you know, EDC knife in the countries or cities where you cannot have a locking folder. I really was actually tempted to ground off that tanks for a friction folder, but I left it there because, first off, you know, the point of this is being legal. So everybody who sees this automatically know that it's a friction folder, it's not a locking knife, and you know, all the little details. And also, I don't know if I would trust just that detent, just that one little detent there. But I think it's really cool knife, and really cool outcome of pretty tedious day at work today. But I had fun actually, which I'm surprised, because I don't really enjoy doing the too little intricate, you know, stuff like that. I'm not like Jeff really. Jeff loves doing that crazy, really beautiful. I kind of like simple things most of the time, and this definitely isn't simple. So guys, hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, take care, stay safe, and remember, don't cut yourself.